giving the kind of the vision update. But today,
you're stuck with us.
You're stuck with us.
Sorry.
So if you haven't met us, my name is Ben. I'm one of the pastors here.
And I'm Christian. I'm the high school director and the production director here at the church.
And we are excited because what we want to do is talk about our new kind of online streaming service that we are hoping to introduce, probably fully integrated in about 3 weeks on November 15th. But you're going to see that as early as this week, November 1st, and then November 8th, you'll see that. And as we're kind of working out the kinks, we're kind of calling this, or at least I'm calling this kind of our beta version of it to try and figure out everything before we go live. And also it gives you an opportunity to kind of hear about it, to play around with it, and to learn and to ask us questions. So that's what this vision update is about. Really, there's three things that we want to cover: is the what it is, the why we want to do that, and then the how behind it. So this will be a little bit of a hands-on training. We actually don't have anything fancy like the last couple weeks. Josh has been like writing on things and it shows up. We don't
cool
have
marker board.
Yeah.
It's sitting on the floor right there, and I wish we were using it, but we're not.
We're not. But we do have two laptops here.
Not one, but
one's
two.
kind of off screen, but we're going to be showing you, we're going to be sharing our screen so that you, the viewers, can watch this. This is a video that we're going to have posted online, so you can go back and rewatch this as many times as you want as you're figuring out this new streaming service platform that we're using. So let's dive into it. Really, one of the things that 2020 has done is it's brought a ton of different change. And things that have been going, certain ways and directions for years have all of a sudden overnight stopped, right? And church being one of them. There was a season where we had closed our doors and we were only offering online services. And so what we did is we had been playing for the last few years with online services, but really what we want to do is kind of look at our online platform as not just in addition to a Sunday morning service, but also recognizing that there's some people that may never be able to make a Sunday morning service here, or now because of COVID, because of the changes that have happened, they may never feel comfortable coming inside. So what we've wanted to do is really kind of look at our online platform and go, how do we engage our church a little bit better online? How do we kind of get interaction? How do we build community? Those are some of the big things that we want to do. So what we have decided to do is to partner with a company, and it's completely free. It's a service that they do. It's actually by the same people that make the YouVersion Bible app. So that's a free Bible app. They also do this. So there is a cost, but it doesn't cost us. Those developers pick up that cost. Really great service. So it's called Church Platform Online, or Church Online Platform.
One of those.
Church Online Platform. That's what it is. And so basically what we're doing is we're using this free service, and we're going to show you what that is today. So a free streaming service, and jump in, dude, if there's anything that I'm missing, don't be afraid to and don't forget to say this. So it's a free streaming service that we are going to be fully integrated. Like I said, hopefully by the 11th, this might have a little bit of play, as we figure it out. If we run into some big issues or something, we'll kind of go from there. But we're looking by the 15th to have this fully integrated 4-weekend service so that you could come be a part of it. You can watch the service online, and as much as you're interested, you can engage in that and build community from that.
Yeah, let me ask this. So, a lot of you have been joining online, whether it's on Facebook, our website, through Boxcast. What does it mean for those existing mediums that people join in? Are they going to still be able to join in on those ways, or are we changing that
question. Up? What we will
I know the answer to that question. I'm just using it as a talking point.
That's exactly what it was. What that means is that specifically for Facebook, this impacts you probably more than anyone else. So the way that we've done our services right now is that you could watch it online. If you go to our website, the Watch Live page, you could see it on Facebook Live. It was integrated into that, as well as you could also go to YouTube. I think there's only 2 or 3 people that were probably viewing on YouTube. And then a fourth option that probably even less people knew about is that there was a Boxcast. That's the name of our streaming service provider. There was an app for that on Roku, Apple TV, and stuff like that. So those were the 4 ways that you could view that before. What we're actually going to be doing, and the biggest impact is for Facebook, is that we will be removing that Facebook Live option for you. We are going to have posts on our website that will link you to basically this new platform, this new streaming service. So if you're used to going on there, if you get like a little notification that pops up on your phone, you probably will still get that notification saying, hey, CLC just posted. And if you don't, like, we can figure that out. I know it has to do with the algorithm and Facebook, and that's...
But if you visit our Facebook page at the time of the service, you'll get a link for it.
We will be posting those links. So that's a great question. Thanks for asking it, even though I know you already knew the answer to it. So, yeah, that's kind of what's happening, is that it will mostly impact our Facebook Live viewers, but you can still view it. We're going to show you how. Again, you can rewatch this as many times as you want. Email us, Ben or Christian, at clcfamily.church. If you've got any questions within the next couple weeks, we want to make sure that this is an easy rollout. We think it's a simple platform that you should be able to figure out pretty quickly. But if you do have any questions, by all means, let us know.
Yeah, and I'd even add to that, we like to call things around here an experiment. So we do anticipate to run into some bugs and stuff here and there. And so bear with us as we figure that stuff out. If you notice something or have a question about something or if something's not working, go ahead and shoot us an email, and we'd be glad to work that out. So this first couple weeks, as Ben said, are kind of a beta. We're trying to figure it out, make sure it all works. And then come November 15th, we'll kind of, we plan to fully rely and use this program, essentially. So,
Yeah, so that kind of covers the what, I think. If you've got questions, I would encourage you to let us know what those questions are. Would be happy, even if we need to come back, in another week or two and re-explain this, do another video, I'd be happy to do that as well. So the why behind it, though, that's a great question. Like, as already mentioned, COVID-19 has changed everything. That's a big part of it. But really the why behind it, and I already kind of mentioned this as well, I kind of combined the what and the why together. Really what we want to do is our heart and our desires to make believers, to make disciples of all men and women. So our heart really in this is, how do we get more engagement? How do we get more involvement? And that sounds like we're trying to plead with you to, okay, come and do this and this. And no, what we want you to do is be the hands and feet of Jesus Christ. So whether that's here and you're part of our community, but you don't feel comfortable leaving your home, or if somebody, was a part of our church and they moved away and they're in Arizona, we want you to be continuing to be the hands and feet of Jesus Christ as well. And so there's ways that you can get involved, even if you're connected here. I would encourage you to always be connected to a local church. So I wouldn't say to use our platform as your home church, but wherever you are, regardless of where you're watching, we still want to help foster community. That's a huge thing, that what we saw Jesus kind of do with his disciples and with the early believers. Community is a big part of the church, and that's some of what I feel like we've lost in 2020 with COVID-19 and kind of the home quarantines, and even some of the statistics. I don't know if I'll read all of them, but there was a blog I was reading the other day. It was a leadership blog that talked about how I think the number was 41% of the Gen Z, 41% of Gen Z it's only 41% that prefer in-person services. That means that the majority, the 60, what I say, 41, so 41. I'm doing math in the middle of, so 69% of Gen Z. We're both 59%. Really, this is why we both became pastors. We didn't have to do math. Especially when you're trying to think and talk at the same time. It's terrible.
Not good at that.
So whatever the other number is, the majority of, Generation Z is actually not preferring to be on in person.
Which is big.
It's a big number. Now, the numbers do change when you look at baby boomers. Baby boomers, the majority of them, it's 71% prefer in person versus a 29% would rather it online. So we do recognize that this is a little bit of a generational thing. But what we recognize is that for the foreseeable future, COVID-19 has impacted. And so regardless, we do, and part of half of our attendance probably would be a virtual attendance where they're not necessarily coming to a drive-in, or they're coming to an in-person. So the why behind it is really to build community. The why behind it really is to get more engagement, to build disciples and followers of Jesus Christ. And really what we recognize is that this is hopefully a little bit more of a long-term solution, because we don't think that the online platform is going to disappear. We think that as we kind of continue, what COVID-19 again did was it pushed some of the trends that we had seen in church attendance. It really sped those up. So I think 37% is the average attendance from what church attendance was pre-COVID pre-COVID and then post-COVID.
That's
37%. Yeah, it's very much a fraction. And I don't think any pastor woke up in January of 2020 and was like, dude, I hope my attendance is only 37% of what it was. So I feel like
dreamed of that.
Yeah, so that's kind of the what and the why behind it. If you have questions about that, email us. Let us know. Well, like, we'd love to talk through that. Like I said, if we need to do another video, we could. But we do want to spend the majority of time, and feel free to add anything to
I was just going to say, like, y'all know our vision too, which is to make it simple for people to connect with each other in Jesus. And so this is one tool, this is a method that we are trying to use to make it simple, make it more simple. And of course, whenever change happens, I know I don't like change at all. That's why 2020 has been stressful. Don't like change at all. But, you know, change is always kind of crazy and maybe a little difficult and confusing at first. But we invite you to lean in there for at least a month, try and figure it out, wrestle with it, watch the rest of this video so you can become familiar with it. And I'm sure after you watch it, you're like, oh, that's easier than I thought it was. So, yeah.
So let's kind of jump in, and what we're going to do is Christian's actually going to kind of take over, so you won't see our beautiful smiling faces.
Sorry.
You're actually going to see our screen, and so do you want to kind of walk us through that?
Yeah, so what I want to do first is show you guys just 3 ways that you can access this service. Once we do this, you know, it's starting this weekend technically, but come November 15th, there's only 3 ways that you can access this service. I'm going to show you the 3 ways that you can find them, just to eliminate any confusion. But the first one is this. You can go to your URL and just type in that link right there, clcfamily.online.church. That will bring you to that page. It's really kind of close. It's similar to what our church website is already. So you'll go to clcfamily.online.church. That is the first way. And the second way is this. And I'm going to share my screen starting right now. And if you go to our website, what a beautiful website. We did a really good job at this, Ben. If you go to our website, you see my cursor right there. All you got to do is go up to Watch Live right here. If you click Watch Live, it actually opens up a new window to this streaming platform. And there's Josh right there talking. This is our latest sermon being replayed for us right here. So that is one way that you can access it. Just go to the homepage of the website and click Watch Live. I'm going to exit out just so I can show you the last way to do it. If you go to our Facebook page, here's our beautiful Facebook page. Let me close that real quick. Our beautiful Facebook page right here. Every Sunday at service time, we will post a link to the live stream. And so you can see it right here, actually. It's just clcfamily.church/live. If that ever changes, we'll let you know. So I'll click that right here. Look at this. It brings me to this page. It says, hey, CLC family, welcome to church. Click the button below to join us for our service. Right here, this big Watch Live button, and that will bring you right here to our streaming page. It's very simple. Those are the 3 ways to do it. And if you get confused or anything, you could let us know. Shoot us an email or a comment. We'd be glad to help out. But this is it. Should we jump into the...
Yeah, let's jump into kind of the features of it.
So we're going to show you everything. Let me bring it back to us for a second. It's a little delayed, but we're going to show you everything there is that you need to know for this streaming software. There are a few elements, so don't be overwhelmed. You can, again, come back to this, watch this video. In fact, as we do this on your screen, if you want to pull up a second device and mess around with it, you can do that too, just to get that hands-on experience. We're not going to rush through it, so don't worry. But let us show you guys how it is that this works. I'm going to switch back to sharing my screen here. So again, this is the latest sermon from this last weekend. Right now, when you go onto the page, sometimes you might have to click play in the middle, but it'll play the live stream as it's happening for you. Now, there are a ton of features that are really cool. I'll kind of start at the top and work my way down here. So right here at the top, we got a connection card. So let's just say you're new, or you want to update your information. If you click that, it actually brings up the connect card that the church uses, and you can go ahead and fill that out and submit that.
Yeah, that connection card also, just as a reminder, that has a place where you can do prayer requests as well. There is a prayer request feature that we're going to show in just a few moments. But if you you get on and you've already watched one service, but you want to kind of just drop a line, you could do that. Yeah,
you can do that right down here. Any additional comments or prayer requests, it's perfect. So that's the first link. The next one is get involved. Let's just say you've been watching from online, but you want to plug into the church somehow, or you want to, get engaged in a different way. This will bring you to our sign-up page, which will tell you everything that we have, from service opportunities to small groups, to, if you want to use the facility for any reason, whatever it might be. We even have our newsletter right over here that is updated every week with information on stuff happening here at the church. In addition, we know a lot of things are going online, and in some ways giving is going online in a lot of ways too. But you can access all the information for giving if you wanted to learn more about that on this page right here at that link. And it's got all of these different options, whatever is easiest for you. And then the last thing is media. Let's just say you want to look at a previous sermon or previous podcast, or you're like, hey, they're doing such a good job at this 10th episode of the weekly vision update. You want to rewatch it. You can go to media and pull that up right here. But we have everything from our latest sermons as a video to audio. We have our overtime podcast, and then we have these really cool podcasts down here for you to check out. And that is under the media tab right at the top right up here.
And really, like, sorry to interrupt.
You're good.
But basically, those 4 links just link you back to our website. Like, there are things on there that are tools that as you're watching, if you're looking for a sign up, so if we've got announcements or we're going, hey, sign up for this, man, you've got a direct link that can bring you right to it.
Yeah, so that's everything at the top of that page. Now we're going to get into some of the kind of the components of the platform that help you engage, that we hope help you engage. And so I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Once again, here we are. This image is there for a long time. That was the...
I don't think it's play.
I think it is. Oh, it's not. There we go. Now it's playing, so it should be moving soon. Because you guys are like, "Why, man, the image is there forever." So if we look down here at the bottom, this is kind of where we can engage. It almost looks like a Facebook Live video, but it's entirely on this platform right here. So I'm going to start from left to right here. So this is a request. Well, actually, no. I'm going to start with the chat first because it makes sense. So let's just say, you want to leave a comment. You're like, wow, Josh's shirt is really cool, or, oh, that's a really good point that you're making there. You can go ahead and type a comment, or you can say, hey, everyone, I'm here, just to let everybody know you are here. Now, this window pops up for the first time that you're doing it, and it is inviting you to put your name in, or a nickname. We invite people just to do their own name if they want, whatever you're comfortable with. But I'm going to do...
if you're not comfortable, you can be like Panda Lover.
Yeah, Panda Lover.
Bearded Dragon Lover.
I'll do a guitar player. Actually, no, I'm going to do French Toast Lover. I love French Toast. It's so good.
Nice.
Oh, okay. We're learning something new. Your nickname cannot be more than 30 characters. So I'm just going to do Christian H.
So much for the fun part.
Yeah, I know. So then once you do that, you click post, I think, right? There it is.
It's just taking time.
It took a minute there. So then it lets everybody know I'm here, right? And then Ben, look at this. Ben commented back, hey, everybody, thanks for joining us. I'm Ben, and I'm the virtual host tonight. Hey, what is a host? Can you explain that? Because it even looks like there's the title next to your name right there.
So basically, this is part of the feature that we're pretty excited for, is that this allows us to kind of be a virtual greeter, if you will.
Yeah.
We can have volunteers, and right now we're kind of working through a list of people that would be interested in doing that, kind of starting with our elders, asking if they would be willing to host, so that there is just somebody there that says, hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
If you want prayer requests for anything, you'll be able to talk to them. Just kind of in that feature section, you'll probably, like, it's up to you how much engagement you have.
Yeah.
Like, you can talk to them or not. What we do want is that hopefully this chat isn't a distraction, but it's something that you at least can feel connected with. So there'll be a virtual host there that just kind of says, hey, if you need something, let me know.
It's a real life person. It's not like a robot. It's a real life person.
What you don't see on my screen is that I've got the host kind of side of things up where I can see everybody in the chat. I've got a group chat where all the other hosts, because we could have 10 different hosts if we wanted. And then I also have an area, which we'll get to in a second, where prayer requests will show up.
So that's just that feature right there. Let's go back over here to see what we got going on. It's going to take a second to switch there. So, it's really taking a second. There it is. There is the kind of chat feature. So again, if you wanted to like make a comment or, let people know that you're there, or just say, great point, Josh, you can post any of that stuff. I got a typo, but that's okay. So this is just kind of a chat feature. A lot of you were doing this on Facebook Live already. This is just a way that's a bit more centralized that anyone can participate in, because it's all on one platform, which makes it easier. Now, let's just check out some of the other features. We got this heart button here, so you can be like one of those people that just clicks it 100 times. That's what I like doing. I'm going to start from the left here. This is the feature that Ben was kind of alluding to or talking about. Request prayer. So what happens is you can click that button. It sends the host, which in this case is Ben, a notification that says Christian H would like some prayer. And so then that opens up a chat window on Ben's side. And you see right here now you have two chat windows. We got this one, which means I'm talking to Ben. And then this one, which is the public chat. And so in this one with just Ben, he is going to respond back to me. How can I pray for you, my friend? Pray for the Philadelphia Eagles. They need it. Just a little joke there, because it's so true they do. So this is totally confidential between you and the host. No one else can see this. No one else has access to this. It is totally private, just for you guys. You have the option to leave up here as well. And again, you can switch back and forth between your chat rooms right here. So this is the private chat room with Ben, and it says, I don't know if Jesus wants them to win. I'm not sure. I think you're wrong, Ben, but that's okay. So this is just totally between you and Ben. Right. Everything's confidential between you and the host that day, and it always will say host next to their name if they are the host. And so just want you to be able to differentiate between those two right there. So that's the request prayer feature, and our host will always get back to you if you do have some prayer. Anything I'm missing there?
No, okay. I don't think so. That is your prayer request, probably in that chat. If you do have a specific prayer request, what will happen is that if you want that to go to our prayer chain, basically every week at staff, we bring up the prayer requests, we pray over them, take some time to really kind of dive into the needs of our church and our community. So if you want that shared there, they'll probably ask you that. Yeah. Or if you don't want it shared, that's okay too. Like you will probably be asked that in that chat.
Yeah, so really cool feature. I love it a lot. Let's go back over here. Now the next thing we have, we went over the chat. Here's the prayer chat with Ben. The next thing we have is the Bible. So let's just say, you're in your car and you don't have your Bible. Of course, you're not doing this while you're driving. But if you're in the passenger seat and you're watching the sermon, you can actually access a whole Bible. This is through YouVersion, which is the same people that host this platform right here. So you can pull up any passage that we might be in. So this week, we are actually in Luke 4. And so you can go ahead and pull it up. And it is right here. As easy as that, right? You can choose any version that you would prefer, and you can even have it automated, and you can do some adjustments with the text here. So really cool. Let's do the Georgia style font over there. So it's a really cool feature for you to access the scripture as we're working through it, right? Again, this is hosted through the YouVersion app, and so you can even link your app with it. This is my account on YouVersion, actually, right there. And then the last feature on this bottom right corner we have is the schedule. Now this kind of shows you what is upcoming in regards to what we're streaming. And so right now we're actually watching the 1 o'clock churchfamily.online.church or clcfamily.online.church video tutorial. You guys are watching that right now. And then we have our services lined up for the weekend, right? And so you can see that right here. And then even our podcast on Tuesday around noon. Usually we're a little later than that. But yeah, so let me speak to those of you who you don't want to talk to people. Maybe if you're like me and you just want to come, you want to watch the service. Sometimes I like talking to people. It depends on the day, and it depends on if I've had my coffee. But let's just say you're like me and you've not had your coffee yet, and you just want to go and attend and watch the service. You don't necessarily want to participate in the chat stuff. Yeah, you don't want to talk to a host. That's totally okay. There's some of us out there. That's okay. We got to stick together. What you can do over here, actually, you don't have to keep it on this picture the whole time. Right. You just got to go right here to this full screen button and click that. And then it is a full screenshot of the sermon. You can watch it. You don't have to worry about what is popping up over here on the right side. You can simply watch the sermon as is. And that is the full screen option right there. And of course, there's a couple other features here. You have the volume, so you can control the volume there. But yeah, so if you are like me, you don't necessarily, you just want to maybe just be so present in the moment and watch the sermon. You have that option to do that. We're not eliminating that. And so that is a feature on the streaming platform. So I'm trying to think, did I miss anything in regards to, and you can also see a cool thing too. You can also see at the top right here, how many people are joining you, how many people are watching this service with you right there. Facebook, I know, does that, but now that everyone's going to be using this one platform online, we can see our whole church. We can see who's connecting, and who's with us in that moment. So, really cool feature. I really like it.
It is a pretty cool feature. One of the things that that this is a little bit more another step, but it's not even something that you have to worry about. What's pretty cool is from our side of things, the host side of things, we can actually pre-program in some responses. So if there's a time where we do offering differently here at this church, it's just as you leave, but some churches have a designated time for offering. Well, we can put a direct link to give pre-scheduled into that service. So that's a pretty cool way that we can do it. What we're more excited for is that there's something that you can call a moment. Whether that's a moment where, like, if there's a salvation moment, like a call and response for, like, hey, if you want to receive Christ as your Lord and Savior, you can click this thing that will show up in the chat. That'll just pop up. You have the option to engage with that or not. So we'll probably dive more into that later as we kind of get used to this kind of platform. We don't want to kind of go out the gate. We're not going to be like, oh, here's this
everything
and this and this.
Yeah.
But that is a pretty cool features. There's some things that we can do this as a church that just kind of make it a little bit easier, a little bit simpler. And that's, as Christian already talked about, that's our goal. That's our vision, to make it simple for people to love God and to love others, like to connect with God and to connect with one another. So that's what we think this platform does. Again, just want to remind you, if you have any questions at all, please feel free to contact us. CLCfamily.church, let me see. Website is www.clcfamily.church. You can contact Christian or I directly. It's just either Christian or Ben, and then at clcfamily.church.
Yeah, super simple.
And then even you can text us. If you've got a question that you just want to text in, 610-869-2140. Any questions that we have, I feel like that's probably the end of our tutorial.
And just a reminder, like, don't worry, you can still see things on Facebook this weekend for this weekend and next weekend, the 1st and the 8th. But then starting on the 15th is when we are totally on this platform. I encourage you the next 2 weekends, maybe give it a shot. Start the service on this platform, and then if you're like, I want to take a break and just decompress, you can go back to Facebook for a couple minutes. But we encourage you, try it out, familiarize yourself with it, so that when the 15th rolls around, you are more than equipped to navigate this and to tackle it, and to even teach other people how to do it as well. So so that's pretty much all we got. Thanks, guys, for joining us. We hope that this is beneficial for you. Like I said, this will be posted on our website, so if you're not watching this live or you didn't catch it live, you can, well, you're either already found that or you're watching this live. So sorry, I just felt like I was supposed to say that. You can rewatch it if you want.
You can rewatch it. Just hit rewind or bring the little tab back. But that's all we got, guys. Thanks for showing up. Have a great night, rest of your night, and we hope to see you over the weekend.
Yeah, take care, guys.
Bye.